Justin. We talked on the phone many times.
Yeah.
Thanks for having this place.
Yeah.
It's important to be able to have a place for people to gather. It starts off very small, and I've opened up countries after country after country with smaller groups that by the end of the night, there's things happen where we have 50 people in a room at a restaurant till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It happens where people look at what we're doing. So let me just give you a quick overview. BitClub Network, it's a global wealth building company, and we're in the digital currency market. And so when you understand what that is, we'll give you just a light overview. Turn on, says me. There we go. All right, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a worldwide digital currency that's decentralized, not controlled by any government or institution. Bitcoin is sent using the internet, or basically like a text message to person. There's no bank intermediary between you and the money. Right now, everything you do has a third party attached to it, always. And they always claim it's for your safety, but we'll explain how that works.
Physical coins though, right?
I have some right, I'll show you what they look like in a few minutes. They're digital, but they're tangible, you can convert into it. So Bitcoin's fast, safe, and anonymous way to send money. The reason it's anonymous is that when you guys pull out your credit cards, and we just paid at the restaurant a few minutes ago, they pulled my information to see if I really had the money and to see if that's really me. Now, when they pulled it, they actually took zip codes, they took personal information. Now it's stored someplace, and you heard when Walmart or Target or any of these places get hacked, and then all your credit cards go gone. Well, that doesn't happen with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a push system. I only give you the information that you're requesting, and that's the digital funds. And then you convert it to whatever dollar you choose. Anyone can set up a Bitcoin account. That means there's no qualifications. And when people talk about, like Joe, he talks about that very clearly. There's unbankable people, and most of us take full advantage that banks are around the corner everywhere you go. I go to the Philippines, Thailand, Asia, Hong Kong, wherever I go, and I always meet people who don't have a bank account. And that's normal. In certain countries, it is completely normal not to have a bank account. It's completely normal to keep all your money buried someplace. And then a tsunami happens, and then there goes your entire family's wealth. But what ends up happening in those countries is Bitcoin, you see the light bulbs pop up over the heads of people who are not bankable. And they realize that in 5 minutes with their smartphone, they can do e-commerce anywhere in the world. Now, for network marketing companies, and those guys understand, when you're launching internationally, the reason companies crash when they go to India, they go to Korea or other Asian places, the reason they crash is because all those guys figure out your comp plan, and then they manipulate the comp plan, use credit cards, and then charge back everybody. They crush the companies, little spirits. They go and open up Asian countries, and they hurt them bad. It's not that they want to, it's that you let them do it, that's all. With Bitcoin, can't do it, impossible. There's no chargeback on it. Goes through the no fees, no chargebacks, and no borders. Bitcoin's the future of money. Who uses Bitcoin? Today, you can literally go anywhere in the world or stay in your backyard, and I can get Dow computers discounted, corporate or personal. I can go to gift.com, over 200 gift cards. Target, right? It's a pretty good store. Starbucks, Sears, Foot Locker, Whole Foods, dozens and dozens. I go to Best Buy and buy cards. I buy all my son's toys with Bitcoin. I show them my wallets of my cards that I have on my thing. And all I do is walk in and push the button, they scan it, done.
What about Starbucks this morning with Bitcoin?
Right? we did it last night, and Ryan told the lady, "You accept Bitcoin?" She goes, "Oh no, that's not real money." He goes, "Yeah, you do, don't worry." And we went over there, scanned it, and boom, gave us the coffee. Done. Can't stop it. Expedia.com, I can virtually buy, well, I have, in a dozen countries or more, I bought hotels using Bitcoin. And in real time, too. I show up and I say, I want to book the room, I pay with Bitcoin, it's done. I don't have to do anything. I just walk up and give my ID and a credit card for expenses. Or in certain countries, they put $200. You give them $100 or 100 euros, and it's done. Cheap air. I've flown all over the world with that. My network, who's in a different country, and they say, I need tickets right now. I buy them a ticket right now over the phone. They give me the information, passport, boom, ticket's done. Seconds. I don't need all their personal data. Just need their passport, and it's over with. Overstock.com, that's owned by a billionaire named Peter Bryan. Peter Bryan has been sued by the federal government, I think 6 or 7 times. And he said it's costed him between $2 to $3 million to beat him every time. So today he's got an outstanding case waiting for the next federal government to decide, or the next judge who thinks they're going to take him to court. And I think he said his countersuit is $100 million. And so if he's beat you 5 or 6 times, you think some judge is not going to award him that? Yes, he will. They call him, it's a kind of a play of words, but they call him the Bitcoin Messiah because he's willing to sacrifice himself for the Bitcoin economy. And this is a billionaire, okay? Very outspoken against the government, thinks that the stock market is a Ponzi. Who believes that? Yeah, if you don't, you do your homework. He showed us in real time under 30 guards, no cameras, no recording devices. He had guards in every aisle. And we're in Vegas, and he showed us the Ponzi, what they call the stock market, New York Stock Exchange. It's a complete Ponzi. You don't own nothing. When you buy those stocks, you own zero. Unless you're buying like Microsoft, where they actually give you a certificate, or I think Apple issues certificates, you actually don't own any stock, truly. You own nothing. Because you own the same thing he owns and she owns and everybody else owns, and they just trade amongst each other. Little fractions of money. But there's lots of places. Dish Network, you can pay your bill using Bitcoin. Tiger.com, buying pretty much any computer. Newegg also. And there's dozens and dozens of companies, and we're looking at right now close to 1 million places you can use it at. So there's about 150 here in the U.S. and growing every day, and over 750,000 places worldwide. It's growing very fast. So who knows what this is? Anybody? Who remembers the internet? Who remembers when the internet just started? A few of us, right? A few of us remember when the internet started, and most of us thought, that little floppy disk, what am I going to do with that little floppy disk? I'm going to get a dial-up tone. And some of you guys are too young for that. But what ends up happening was when that happened, people were freaking out about this technology. Who wants a computer in their living room? I remember my laptop was $5,500. That was in 1991. That was the first laptop. It was this big and that thick, and it was a scary IBM thing, you know? And I remember looking at this and saying, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. Because I was a conventional business owner. And I couldn't figure out a way to make this guy, but my guy said, this is the future. And I said, yeah, right. Okay. But all they did was grab some free IP address down, this little protocol, and they created all the companies around it. Now, these companies didn't exist till that existed. All these were ideas of some way, somehow, but each one of them came about as its own. And these are all using a free protocol to make billion-dollar companies. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because I have to explain how this all plays itself out. So remittance is right now, last year, it was about a $300 billion market. $300 billion in remittance to exchange. $54 billion was just in fees. Now remember, when you're sending money to a different currency, there's always going to be some form of fees attached to it. Now, what's important is how those fees work. Okay? Now, these are companies, I think Western Union is the oldest one, right? Did we just pass Western Union using Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is now doing more business than Western Union.
110-year-old company.
Discover Card's next.
Yeah, all the rest of these guys they're all in trouble. We passed PayPal a long time ago. But what's going on is this company down here, Cebuana, they own like the Asian market. Dahashil down here, you're talking about India and Africa, really big time in Africa. But if you were just to grab one of those countries and say, let's stop using that currency and let's go to Bitcoin, and you can save, Africa alone could save $1.8 billion. Now we've done a little study, that's 14 million children fully schooled for an entire year. Would that change that continent if you started putting 14 million kids through school? Full school, fully paid, everything. Yeah. That would change the little bit of the world that they have. 10 years from now, it wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't be considered the world's furthest country. But everybody's involved in money exchanging. They're just not giving you and me a piece of the pie. If they were to use Bitcoin, they can take that down to $5 billion to transfer all that money, and people are still rewarded $5 billion. But you're limiting the pieces of pie here. Okay? Just a little limit. Now, sending Bitcoin, usually it'll cost you pennies. I mean, very small pennies. And it doesn't matter what amount of zeros you attach to that one. So we've sent 20,000 across one wallet to another wallet. It costs us like 2 pennies. And it opens up here in Colorado from Asia. And it was in like 30 seconds or something when the text went through. These companies did not exist, and many more did not exist till they found that this protocol, along with some very special math, allows them to send all